All right, guys, so welcome to the course. Today we're going to be building a Fiverr business. So I really hope that you're excited. I'm excited to kind of teach this to you. One of the ways that I got started out when I first got into e-commerce and online marketing was I put some gigs up on Fiverr and kind of made some side money, which actually helped me generate money that I could put into other businesses and other online things that I was pursuing. So it's great. I've been through the process. I've done it myself. I know how it goes, and I know how to A, sell a gig, and B, generate money from it. Now I didn't scale it up to the max, and I didn't earn a living on Fiverr. And you definitely can scale it up and make great money on Fiverr. It just depends on how much work you're willing to put in, how much you want to market yourself, and really ranking your gigs up high. Once you do that and you unlock the full potential of it, you can certainly make money and an income if you really scale it up on Fiverr. So with that being said, I'm really excited. I'm going to get into what Fiverr actually is for the people that don't know. Essentially, what Fiverr is it's a micro job website essentially, where you can hire freelancers to do pretty much anything that you want. Now, obviously, you can go, and obviously, it just like the title says, that's why it's called Fiverr, because you pay a minimum of $5 per gig. Most gigs are $5. Obviously, there's upsells and you can pay more. But the majority of gigs that you'll see start at $5, hence the name Fiverr. So on Fiverr, you can go and you can purchase a gig, pretty much anything that you can imagine you can find on Fiverr. Now you can also sell gigs on Fiverr, and we're going to get into that. And that's exactly how you're going to start your business. Then we're going to move over just to kind of give you the overview. We're going to build the gigs on Fiverr based on what you're good at and what interests you, so you can continue to do the things you love. Another important factor is and this is, especially when you're just first starting out, you don't want to put time consuming gigs on Fiverr. You want them to be relatively easy, or easy for you to complete, where somebody else is searching for that and they, it's not necessarily ridiculously hard, but it would just save them time. Because one of the things that, there's two main selling factors when you're producing products, whether they're digital or physical, that are really going to sell, that work in the marketplace. And that's either they have to lower costs or solve problems. And in this case, you're not lowering costs, but you're lowering time for somebody. And time is, it's cost. It's the same thing. It's relative. So that's what essentially you want to do. You want to target gigs that A, save people money, or B, solve a problem for them, or C, which I like to target, is save people time. So whether you have a special software that does something that you can sell, whether you're good at, whatever the case may be, whether maybe you're good at guitar and you want to teach guitar lessons, maybe you're good at building websites. Maybe you have a ridiculous social media following on Instagram that you can use and sell shout outs or something like that. Anything that you can imagine, literally anything, you can sell on Fiverr. So let's just go, we'll take a look at a couple of the gigs. Obviously there's business, there's writing and translation, digital marketing, which is where a lot of my gigs are, programming and tech, and fun and lifestyle. There's really literally anything that you can think of, you can hop on Fiverr and find. So one of the things that I sell is email marketing. So we'll just go to email blast, because I do a lot of digital marketing. One of the things that I'm really heavily into lately is email marketing. So just like a lot of these people right here, I have gigs up for $5. See, this person says, I will send 10,000 bulk email blast email campaigns starting at $5. So that's basically what I do. I don't sell 10,000 for $5, but I do the same type of thing. I send an email blast out for people that might not have that software. And that's exactly what I mean by that, guys. So that doesn't take me very much time at all. I already have the software. I already have, the campaigns and the setup ready to go. Just all I need are the emails. I also build email lists for people. I also set up web pages, but literally anything else, anything that you can think of, you can put on here. So in the next one, I just wanted to welcome you to the course and kind of give you an overview, if you didn't already know what Fiverr is and how you can make money off of it, how you can build your business. But in the next one, we're actually going to go through the process of signing up, filling out your profile, and then, we'll identify what gigs, you might be good at. From there, we're going to go on to actually, ranking your gigs a little bit, kind of optimizing them so that you can get sales on them, because you want to get sales and reviews. That's going to help you rank your gigs higher and get you found in search results. I'm also going to tell you how to, make sure that your gigs are being seen by people, because if they're not seen by people, then, you're not going to get the impression. If you're not getting impressions, they're not seen. You're obviously not going to get the clicks on your gig. And impressions are when people actually see them in search results. So I just typed in email blast. All these people got an impression. Now, if I click on one to look at it, they'll get a click too. And that's one of the factors that I'll talk about, or two of the factors that I'll talk about when deciding whether or not you're going to put your initial campaigns up and your gigs up. And then we're going to decide, I'll go through the process of deciding whether or not they're viable options for you to make money, whether or not based on you're getting, impressions or clicks on them. Then from there, obviously, once you've identified your successful gigs that you can actually get impressions and clicks on, and potentially sales, then we're going to start marketing them, because obviously, Fiverr is a great place to get search traffic when you rank your videos, but you can also market your videos outside of Fiverr, on social media in various ways. You can set up landing pages in various ways, and there's a lot of different ways to actually do that. So I promise you that if you put the work in and you have any type of skill whatsoever, anything, everybody has something that they're good at. You can put a gig on Fiverr, you can make money off that gig, and you can turn this into a business. So with that being said, guys, I want to hop into the next one, and we're going to start building our profile. All right, guys, so after that overview, we're going to literally go through the process. Now, I have a Fiverr, obviously, as you can see here, continue with Brian. And I have gigs already set up, and streams, and I've ranked my gigs and everything. So I've gone through this process before. It's been up, I think, roughly, I want to say 2 or 3 years now. I forget exactly when I started. But this is exactly how, one of the ways that I actually got into online and e-commerce, like I alluded to before. So I'm going to actually go through the process of building a new one with you to show you, how you're going to initially set your profile up, how you're going to, create the gigs. We're also going to market on Fiverr, which is a technique that not a lot of people know. And then we're going to market on social media as well. So, all these things are coming in the course in the following lecture, so stay tuned for that. But this first one, we're just going to build our profile and kind of get you started, assuming that you haven't hopped on Fiverr. Now, if you do have a profile already, you have gigs, obviously you can skip this lecture and feel free to move on to the next one. But if you don't, this is a great way to get started. I'm going to give you some a couple tips and tricks to kind of fill it out better. So I'm just going to use one of my other inconspicuous emails here. We'll go mediainnovation.com, and we'll do that. Oh, wait. Wow. So you want to join at the bottom, obviously, not sign in. Innovation.com. And this is one of my other at gmail.com. This is another one of my ones that I just grabbed on Gmail. But if you don't know, you can reach me at Brian, that's Brian with a Y, at bgmediainnovation.com. If you have any questions whatsoever regarding the course or anything that I teach, or anything at all, even if it's not related to the course, I will do my best to try and help you guys out and answer your questions. So feel free to shoot me an email there. I'm very responsive on Udemy to messages, but my student base is growing very rapidly, and we're above 18,000 already, which is phenomenal and just crazy to me. It blows my mind. So thank you guys all for the support. It's very exciting. I'm really excited about building this like-minded community of learners that we're kind of establishing here. But with that being said, it might be more, if you email me at Brian, once again, that's Brian with a Y, at bgmediainnovation.com, just like you see here, but Brian in front of it at .com. I'm much more responsive to email. So if I don't answer your messages, it's not because I'm choosing not to. I simply don't see them because I have so many students. So let's get started. We're going to go BG Media will be my name. Obviously, once you put your email that you want associated with your account, you're going to have to come up with a username and a password. So we'll just say BG Media. There we go. And we'll throw our password in there, and we'll hit join. Oh. All right, and this is going to take you to this page, guys. So obviously, initially, you're going to have to activate your account before you can upload any gigs. So really fast, I'm going to activate that. I very rarely ever use this email. but obviously you're going to want to use an email that you're, obviously familiar with, because not only I recommend downloading the app because it will give you updates. You'll get that little push notification pop up when people, either message you or potentially purchase a gig. But you always want to have it, your Fiverr email set up to an email that you're responsive to, because you'll also get a notification there, and that will help you kind of stay on top of it. Because one of the best things about ranking your gigs is obviously, on top of ratings and sales, it's response time. So you want to be responsive and very, very responsive. So I just activated my email. So now what we're going to do is, it thinks it's not sure if you're a buyer or a seller, and obviously you can be both with that. But first we're going to set up our account. So we're going to go into settings, full name. I'm going to say Brian with an I, even though I'm Brian with a Y, just because I already have one and I just don't want to get it mixed up. Okay, so right here it says online status. You obviously want them online forever. You don't just want to put those gigs up for an hour or a day or a week, because then they'll disappear. So you want to save those changes, put those gigs up forever. And then save your changes. Vacation mode is just something where, because like I said, response time is extremely valuable. So if you are on vacation mode, you can turn that on any time that you actually go on vacation, because obviously if you're not available to do gigs, you don't want people to potentially be able to purchase your gigs and you not be able to do that, because that will completely kill your ranking. So that's very, very important. Obviously, if you're not going to be around, or you're on vacation, or you're just not going to be responsive for a certain period of time, I would suggest turning vacation mode on. Your gigs will all be saved. Nothing will happen in that aspect, but it just kind of saves you, because you don't want to lose your rankings once you start building them. Okay, and then simply click notifications should be set up. Oh, you can go into billing too as well, obviously, and put this in. If you want to put your VAT ID number in or anything like that, you can do that. Obviously, once you get your first payment, you're going to want to set that up too. So you can go to your profile, and you obviously want to put your picture in. So I'm just going to go to headshot and throw my picture in. And there's the vacation mode again. You can add a description if you like, to kind of entice potential buyers. That's what they'll see when they're looking at your gigs and who you are. So, whether if you're selling a gig, and take a little time to think about what you could potentially bring to the marketplace. Maybe if you're selling guitar lessons, then that's something you want to stress in your description. So guitar enthusiast, I played for 10 years or whatever the case may be. This is your opportunity to sell your your audience. So really type your description in well. What do you bring to the table? Why would people want to hire you for whatever gigs that you might be promoting? Languages, if you speak multiple languages, obviously, if you want to, you can link all your social media. I have two of my social medias linked to my other one. I believe it's my Facebook and my LinkedIn. I don't think I have Google linked. I don't remember, but and then obviously any certifications or skills or education level that you might have. And then with that being said, we're going to create our first gig in the next one. I'm going to tell you, obviously go through the process of creating the gig with you. It's very, very easy, but there are some certain things that you're going to want to add on, to upsell and go through the process so that people are more inclined to purchase from you and you can make more money. All right, guys, so that was the easy part, obviously. I just kind of want to go through the process of obviously giving the overview and then building the profile, which is very, very easy, very self-explanatory. It's not difficult at all. I just kind of want to take you through the process just in case you hadn't done it before. But obviously now the fun part, we're going to actually build the gigs. Then I'm going to show you how to market it, whether that's on Fiverr or other social media platforms, and then building landing page for your potential clients to drive traffic to. You don't just want to drive them to your gigs, because then obviously, they could potentially see other people's gigs. So you're going to want to capture emails with this too. You're also going to want to drive people to a landing page, something I'm going to show you later on. But initially, let's start getting your gigs set up. Now, it's important to sit for a little bit and brainstorm what your actual gigs might be. What can you bring to the table? Like I said, maybe you're an online marketer like me. So one of the things that the first gig I'm probably going to create right here is, I'll build you a targeted email list. Then maybe the second one would be I'll send an email shout out. The third one might be, I have a decent Instagram following on some of my pages. might be, I'll give you an Instagram shout out in a particular niche, stuff like that, because those are problems that people have that unless they have the certain software or, following that I have, um, you know, they can't do themselves. So I'm solving a problem for them, and obviously I'm reducing a cost. I'm doing both of it, because they don't have that software, so that's a problem, and they don't have to purchase it, so I'm saving them money. So that's something to think about. You're gonna want to kind of brainstorm and pick which ones you think you can bring to the table, and then we're gonna create the gig. And then don't stress it too much, guys. Now I will, little caveat though, they do only let you create 7 gigs. I'm not sure if I've mentioned that already. They do only let you create 7 gigs, especially when you're first starting out. You can create more gigs in the future, but to start out for a while, you can only create 7 gigs. So think about them. But it's not the end of the world if you kind of launch a gig that's not successful. I'll show you in the next lecture how you can kind of pay attention to whether or not your gig's getting impressions, and delete it if it's not getting the impressions and the clicks. Because if you're not getting impressions and clicks, you're not going to make any sales. Therefore, you're not going to make any money. And we're in this to make some money, right? So with that being said, let's create our first gig. And you'll see it takes you to this page. Every gig on Fiverr starts with I will do something. I will build an email list. I will teach you guitar. I will, and then what your service is. So like I said, my service in this case will be I will build a targeted email list for you. That's what I'm going to offer them. I will build a targeted email list for you. Yours might be I might teach you guitar, like I said. Yours might be I will send an email shout out to my Instagram following for you of 10,000 people or whatever your following is. And then obviously you're going to choose a subcategory, what your thing falls into. So mine, I think it's suggested here already, digital marketing, email marketing, but you can kind of search through and find your category. Then you're going to select the service type. Obviously mine's probably audience development. Don't know why it's not social media marketing. It is email marketing, and it is audience development. Now, I'm going to click MailChimp and Aweber because they're the 2 prime ones that I use. Obviously, I use GMS too, which is phenomenal, and I suggest that if you're just starting out for anything email marketing. And if you guys want to take email marketing, I have a course on that. Feel free to check it out. All my courses will be linked in the bonus lecture at the very end, that white page that pops up with all those links. That's everything, all the services that I promote, that I literally use myself. Everything that I talk about or promote will be on that bonus page. You'll also see a link that says subscriber or current student discount links, I believe it says, to all my courses. That will take you to the landing page on the homepage of my website, and there you can see all the courses that I potentially offer and get discounts on them. So that's a little caveat there. All right, now one of the things that's most important too is your search tags. So you're gonna come up with good search tags. Mine are, if you're guitar, maybe yours is obviously like instruments, guitar, lessons. Those are search tags you want to type in. I'm gonna go with email list. It's probably a good one. Let's go email. Is marketing there? No. Email blast. Email campaign was there, I thought. Yep. Email campaign. We'll go email lists too, because just in case somebody types in lists instead of lists, we want to get that that traffic too. And then send email seemed like a good one too. And these are all the potential search tags that if someone types in, they might find you under. So these are important. Take some time on these. Also, guys, I will, in the bonus lectures, I will also have a it's only $5 for me, but I will have a little invite thing. So if you click it and if you don't have Fiverr yet, I'd love it if you clicked that link and went and got Fiverr through my link. It's free for you. It doesn't cost you anything. And obviously this entire business model is free to set up. You don't need to pay anything. If you have an expertise, you can sell that expertise in an online marketplace. You just need to know how. And this course is going to teach you how on the marketplace with Fiverr. But, I would really appreciate if you clicked my link and obviously went through Fiverr and signed up through my link. It would just give me $5. Fiverr will at least. That will be linked in the bonus lectures on that same slide like I talked about. That will also be linked on the first, in a Word document on the first welcome page. So that's the 2 places that you can try that out. Now, moving on, you'll see that when you first start your gig, it will ask you if you want to unlock potential revenue with all three packages. I always do this. Always do this. You can watch the video if you want. I'm going to explain it to you. It just gives you a chance to upsell your buyers. And if you know anything about marketing or e-commerce, you don't make the majority of your money on the sale, you make it on the upsell. Now, obviously you want a bunch of sales, but the majority of your profit margin, and you're going to get a higher profit margin on your upsells. So they're disguised as something that they can get a break on in price, which obviously they can, but it's upselling for you because it doesn't cost you or take you much extra time to do this. So in this example specifically, I might say we'll say build a targeted email list of 100 people. Of 100. Build a targeted email list of, well, let's just say, actually, you know what, I'm going to go back and I'm say email list of 100 people. And I'm going to simply copy that, paste that into these two, and change this. And for the same price, because I like this, obviously your basic, this is crucial. Your basic is always $5. A lot of people I see, they have their first gigs up there for 30 or 15. And once you get ranked and you have a decent audience following and you have a bunch of reviews, you can sell higher priced things. But when you're first starting out, or if you don't have a lot of reviews, you got to start your first one at 5. Now, maybe 5 is good money and you can continually build up. But with that being said, you're going to make the majority of your money on your upsells because somebody's going to be interested and then they might buy an upsell. And not only that, you want to start getting those initial sales so that you can get the reviews so that you can potentially charge more later. So that's a little caveat for you. This one I'm going to say 250 because the way I'm going to sell it is 5, 10, and then maybe 15 or something like that. And then people might come and they might see, oh, I can really get a deal here. I buy an email list of 100 people, an email list of 250 people, or an email list of 1,000 people for 15. Why wouldn't I just do that? And that's how it doesn't really take me too much extra time to do, but it's a big deal for them. So then you go down here and you set your delivery time after you obviously type the details in. So which I completely forgot. So I'll say I will build you a targeted email list around a topic / niche of your choice. And then we'll simply copy and paste that. Delivery time for this will be 1 day. Delivery time for this will be 1 day. Now, every once in a while, you can put 2 days. You know what? Actually, I'm going to say 3 days for my first one. No, I'm going to say 2 days for these two. And I'll tell you why in a second. And then this last one will be 3 days. Because another upsell that you can get, and this is another upsell that I talk about, is the extra fast delivery. Never set your thing on 1 day initially. Always set it higher than that so that you can sell faster delivery. So if people are really in a rush, then they'll purchase extra fast delivery. Because the reason for this is you always want to start your price at $5 for your first gig because that will get people in the door. That will get people clicking on your thing and seeing you in search results. Because if you go to, let me just pull up Fiverr. If somebody types in, build the website, didn't type website in, but you know what, you get the point. And they see all these potential gigs. And they see that this person has 4.5 ratings, and this person has 6 ratings with 4.5, 13 ratings, 4.5, 93 ratings, 5. That's great. They might be able to upsell for 25 because they have 93 ratings, and this person 45. But this person has a 4.5 rating starting at $5. Now, potentially, maybe what they're selling for $5 is a lot less than these people are selling for 25, but that will get somebody in the door clicking their thing, and then potentially once they're on this page ready to make a purchase, then they can, obviously they have upsells here like you see. So you want people in the door, you want them clicking on your profile and your gig, so that once they're here, they're pretty much committed already most of the time to buying from you. And then once they go through the process, you can upsell them on more. So it's $5 initially to get them in the door and then selling your upsells. That's the key to making money on Fiverr. So then here we're going to go extra fast delivery. I'll deliver in 1 day. I'll deliver in 1 day. I'll deliver in 1 day for all the packages. For an extra $5, I'll deliver the 100 in 1 day. For the extra $5, I'll deliver the 250 in 1 day. And for an extra $10, I'll deliver the 1,000 in 1 day. And then obviously you can add another gig extra that you can specify if you want. I'm not going to do that in this case. I'm just going to save it and continue. I didn't set the price as well. So 5, 10, 15. And then continue. All right. So now I'm briefly going to describe the gig. I'm just going to take a minute to simply describe it. So I'll say I will create a targeted email list for you based on a specific topic/niche of your choice. I will then give you that email list for you to use however you might like. Something like that. Obviously, I'd go into a little bit more detail in the future. I might make it a little bit better, but just kind of give you an idea. You want to describe your gig, and what they're going to, get from purchasing it. Then save and continue. Now the requirements here, anything that you're going to need to know initially, for the gig purchase. So obviously I need to know what the topic is, what topic/niche what topic/niche should your list be built around would be my first one. Obviously free text so that they can answer it. It might mean free text here or multiple answer, or you can also ask them to attach a file if you might need that. Another thing I might need, let's think for a second, an email list targeted. That's pretty much all I need for this gig. It's very, very simple. It doesn't have to be complicated, guys. Just solving a problem for somebody and getting them in the door. Then we're going to save and continue. And then obviously one of the most important things that a lot of people don't realize is the picture. You're going to sell a lot more with your pictures. Just to go back, and I know a lot of this just from selling on Amazon, that the picture speaks 1,000 words. You want a good picture that's going to captivate and draw attention and eyes to that, because nobody's going to see you necessarily. If you fill in with the same monotony of everybody else's listing, nobody's going to see you. You need a picture that's going to draw attention. I have one already. I'm not going to, this one, I like this one. Kind of looks like extracting emails. It's cool, it's a good color, it's vibrant, and it's an HD picture with good pixels. Then we're going to save and continue. And the very next thing is, I already did verify. Oh, my phone number. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is verify your phone number. I'm going to do that really, really fast in between lectures. Obviously, you're going to have to do that too. It's very, very simple. But then the next thing you're going to do is you're going to hit verify and publish it. It's going to ask you when you do publish it if you want to promote it. You're going to say no to promoting it because we're going to promote it ourselves. I'm going to show you how to do that in the next couple lectures.